Hi everyone, it's Kaylin. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how to live for free. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. So there's this super trendy idea going around where you can live for free or really cut your living expenses, and that is called house hacking. So if you haven't heard about house hacking, it's about buying a duplex or a triplex or even a house and renting out the other spaces that you're not living in to cover your monthly costs, or as much of your monthly costs as you possibly can, to live as cheap as possible. Ideally, you want the other spaces you're renting out to cover your PITI, also known as your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. I've considered doing this in a house in Texas because price points are so low that if I rent out just one room, I can cover almost half or more of my mortgage. So let's run some numbers and give you guys an example. I went ahead and searched in SoCal, specifically Los Angeles, just because that's such a popular place, and actually did find a deal for you guys. I was really shocked. It's not somewhere I would personally live, but it's somewhere that you might consider. So let's go take a look at it. So it is 4 units and they are all 1 bed, 1 bath, just over 700 square feet. And the purchase price is $795. If you scroll through the pictures, you'll notice that they're all remodeled. So something of this quality in this area in Los Angeles will rent for about $1,500. You can possibly get more because these are so nicely renovated, but I'm gonna be conservative in my numbers and go with $1,500. So if you rent out 3 units, 3 times $1,500 gives you an income of $4,500 a month. So let's say on this mortgage, you put 10% down, or basically $80,000. We'll call it a 5% interest rate, just to be safe, and that totals $3,840 a month. That's including principal and interest. Now you may be able to get a better interest rate, it really just depends on your application. Taxes, I estimated around $8,000 a year, or $667 a month. Insurance, I went ahead and budgeted about $300 a month for it, so your all-in expense, PITI, is $4,807 a month. Now remember, this is not taking into consideration vacancy loss, meaning time that any units sit vacant, or any maintenance that occurs with the property. So your gross income could be $4,500, potentially even higher, and your expenses are $4,807. So you're basically living in downtown LA for $307 a month. Not bad, especially because there's 8 parking spaces at this complex as well, so you could potentially rent those out for a price or increase the rent too. Like I said, I was shocked when I found this. It's really not a bad deal, and if you have the money to be able to put down and you want to live in downtown LA, this is really something I would look into, especially because it's so nicely renovated too. Something to note is small multifamily complexes are usually old and built close to the cities. You don't typically find them in the suburbs because back in the 50s or the 30s when the developers developed, they were not out in the suburbs yet and they were only building downtown. They built small multifamilies so they could get more people in the properties and therefore make more money. Even though it's not typical to see a duplex or a triplex out in the suburbs, I wouldn't put it past builders these days. It's something we're already seeing in California. We started seeing it about 10 years ago, where they were building multi-generational houses, as they called them, to fit the mother-in-law in the back granny house and then you and your family in the front house. So it wouldn't be surprised to me if we saw builders start building duplexes, quadplexes, just smaller multifamilies out in suburb areas. I wanted to show you guys another example out in Austin, Texas. Austin, Texas is a very happening place right now. It's actually number 5 on the list for most desirable areas for millennials to live. You can get a really nice 3-bedroom house not far from downtown Austin for about $200,000. So you're all in after taxes, insurance, mortgage payment, with the 5% interest rate and 10% down would be about $1,650 a month. And you could probably rent out a room safely for about $800. So not bad, you cut your living expenses in half and you get the benefit of owning a house. Now where this really gets good is you can buy a 4-bedroom house with, let's say, your monthly all-in around $1,730 a month. You can rent out 2 bedrooms instead of just 1, totaling $1,600 in income, and now you're essentially living for $130 a month in a nice house close to downtown Austin. This is a really great way to get started in investing because anytime you can keep your monthly expenses low, it allows you to go invest in other places with that money you've saved up. And typically your highest monthly expense is your living costs. So if you can keep that as low as possible, it really allows you to save as much as you can and just invest in more things that you want to be invested in. The best way to have the most successful house hack is to get the best deal possible on the house or the duplex. As always in real estate, it's just about getting the best deal. When you can create some equity and give yourself a greater spread, you have the potential to really lower your monthly payments. So thanks for watching, guys. That's house hacking. I'd love to know if you're house hacking or you've thought about it before, and love to hear what you've done with your property. Thanks, have a good one. Bye.